Hey guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick full moon reading here for the Aries full moon tonight. The one thing I will sort of just start off with is I've been creating content and working all day, and I started to notice that my energy was like really go 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 go, and it's that like fire passionate push through, especially after this Mercury retrograde. So I just kind of had to take a step back and take a couple of deep breaths and work with some Palo Santo just to kind of harmonize my space and kind of bring me back into like a calmer sort of like a slow down is what I heard. Slow down, slow down. I pulled some animal medicine cards just to see the overall energy of this full moon. And the first one I pulled is Ant, which is number 32, which is 5. I love the ant because it's all about patience. So the one thing with ant medicine is to knowing that you're never going to go without what you need. Like what you need is always going to come. I almost see buffalo as well, which is abundance. So it's like recognizing that the abundance is coming, knowing that you need all these sort of parts of yourself to step into your abundance. You know, the good, bad, and the ugly. Like we need our past experiences. We need our present sort of situation, our present energy to create the future outcome. But it's almost like patience in the things that you have planted, patience in sort of this, like these choices and decisions that are coming in. The clarity is coming in, I see. And it's almost like give it a little bit more time, a little more patience, and you'll know when the time is right to strike. You'll know when the time is right to like make that choice and make that decision. In the meantime, I had asked what we are stepping into, and it's Wolf, which is the number 15, which is the number 6, which is so funny because it's 5 and 6. So this is definitely like a progression forward. What I love about Wolf medicine is because it is teacher. I have been seeing wolf everywhere. So this is like definitely a message for me. I saw a wolf on a license plate. I saw a wolf as like a sticker on the back of a car. I've seen wolf like everywhere on Instagram. And I'm like, I see you, I see you. And it was just 2:22 on the timestamp. So with wolf medicine, it's about, I'm going to read just the last part of the story in the description because I feel like it is of significance. Seek out lonely places that will allow you to see your teacher within. In the aloneness of a power place devoid of other humans, you may find the true you. Look for teachings no matter where you are. Wolf would not come to you unless you request the appearance of the tribe's greatest teacher. What I learn about Wolf is it is very much empowerment, and it is very much stepping into that. So what I feel is happening is we have this patience of whatever decision or choice that we're making. I do feel the forward movement has already began, especially after that Mercury retrograde, after that sort of long pause. And now we have this sort of time that's coming up where we are going to have that forward motion. I'm seeing 8 of Wands, so that forward motion. They are showing me like the 5 of Swords, which is like deception. But the reason I say they're like our guides are correcting me, it's like it's not others deceiving us, it's the ways that we deceive ourselves. So don't deceive yourself with the timing, how things need to be. They have to be done by a certain time, or it's not going to happen, or you have to be at a certain place because everyone else is, or it's what society says, or however that is showing up and looking for you. When we talk about the wolf medicine and we talk about the teacher within, we already know. Like we know that we're never going to go without. We know that we hold the power. It's almost like that inner knowing of like, you have the answers. You have everything you need. You already know all of this. So something that I love about tarot is like, what I'm saying to you now is like what you already know to be true. So it's like, this shouldn't really come as a huge shock. This is more or less just like guidance, okay? Like a remembering, like you're like, oh yeah, this has been coming up. Yeah, no, that resonates, you know? So with the wolf medicine, really turn within, step into your empowerment and abundance. You have the answers. You are your greatest teacher. Trust and discern what's being told to you, what others are saying, what you're noticing in society, what you're noticing on Instagram or on social media, and actually like ask yourself, like, does this feel true? Like what they're saying, does that feel true to me? It was just 4:44 on the timestamp. Allow yourself that space, okay? Because not everything, in a world full of information, it doesn't mean it's all meant to be like absorbed or that it's all true or, significant. It's like tap into what feels to be like true to you, let that inspire you, and let you like lead your life from that inspired state. Okay. All right, let's see where we want to go. Okay, go with this Ancestors deck. Let's see here. What can we expect from the Aries full moon? All right. We have Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Always cracks me up when it goes along with what I was just saying. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Again with the shaman. Oh my God, there's a wolf. Get back to that in a minute. And we have Drum, dream and journey. I love this. So with this Star Ancestor, the follow the voice of your soul, I actually love it because one, there's like the constellations and the universe. Two, you have the Egyptian pyramids. But with this, I always get that inner kind of knowing, the inner connection of the universe, like recognizing that we are the universe, that we are infinity, sort of in this meat suit, in this cover of humanness. Your soul knows more than anyone else's would in what is true for you and where you're meant to be, where you're going, what you're creating for yourself. Yes, it's great to like hear others' opinions and to ask for advice and ask for, clarity. But ultimately, what I feel like is being asked at this time is to really discern and ask yourself, like, what do I feel is right for me? What do I feel is right on my pathway? I do feel like this has been like a kind of longer journey for us. Like this is not the first time this year that this has come up. I feel like this has been coming up a little more frequently for us. Communicating that and asking yourself, but it's about like this empowerment. Like there's a lot of empowerment, prosperity, like a lot of that I keep seeing. Now with Shapeshifter, it's transform and unveil your gifts. And I love that it's actually the wolf and the hawk. So hawk is always like one of my totems. It's always, actually, I'm being corrected. It's an eagle. Eagle, hawk. Eagle is the medicine of the East, which is the birth, the start of something. It is the springtime. It is, I'm looking at what else is. It's the beginning. It's the new start. It's the fresh start. I love working with the East direction. I actually always meditate facing the East direction because I just very much connect with that energy at the moment, probably because I have been very much in that space within a lot of the cycles within my life. So with the transform and unveil your gifts, the one couple of things that are coming up, we have the wolf again, so the teacher, so accentuating that wolf medicine that I spoke about. Two, we have the eagle, kind of that East direction. I do see a snake in here, so that does signal transmutation. So when we talk about kind of like discerning, and what I feel like is happening is we are transforming and almost like alchemizing this like old energy, like who we were, who we used to be, and we're kind of shape-shifting, we're kind of transforming that into like this new version of who we are. And with that, that's that new start. It's that deeper understanding of we hold the power is within here, who we are, who we want to be, but it's like we're actually stepping into it. And what I love with the drum coming in here is the dream and journey. It's like you get to create the life, like you get to journey through. It's not about the destination. This is where I feel like we get so caught up. We keep thinking of the end goals, like we have to be at the end. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a human thing. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. There's no one I can even blame. It's like maybe we should just take personal responsibility for it. But there's something about, we always feel like we have to like accomplish and get to the end of something. And I don't know what we think is at the end. But what happens is we lose sight of the journey and we lose sight of the experience. And the whole point of why we're here is for the experience. So slow down a little bit. The beauty is in the experience. It's in the journey. It's like, think about it this way. Have you ever like accomplished something and you're like, oh, that's great. Okay, now what's next? It's like we worked so hard to get to one thing. And then we're like, great, now we're there. Now what else? It's like, did we even take to stop and pause and look at like how far we've come, how much we've learned, how much beauty we've seen, how much like transformation we've made, like how much more love we feel, or it's like there's so much juiciness in the journey and the in between, and we lose sight because we get so caught up on the end. I do feel like this is signaling like dreams are coming true. I love working with my drum, especially when I am meditating. So some of you, if you're trying to go deeper in meditations, you can do you can type in like shamanic. I actually have music on now. It's like a shamanic music, but they have nice like drumming journeys or songs that you can listen to. But the drum is like used for like connecting you with your heartbeat. It's connecting you with like Pachamama, the earth, and connecting you with like your source. I love doing it because it helps me really center myself. But also the drum is great to clear energy too. So, but also it's a good indicator of like an anchor when you are meditating. So I highly encourage that. But I do feel like this is signaling more blessings than anything. I love the wolf coming in twice. I love it so much. Always cracks me up. All right, let me go here. What's interesting that I've noticed the past couple of days, I have definitely noticed a big shift in like my own energy, but also in like even where I'm at, just like how I'm feeling. And I have been I've been picking different decks of cards that I'm working with that I haven't worked with in a long time. And to me, that always signals that like the energy has shifted. Because sometimes I'll get stuck in a place where I'm just using like one deck for like a month or 2 months or 6 months or a week or whatever it is. But when I start to shift decks, it means that like new fresh energy is coming in. So it's just something to think about. We have visualize, and we have the number 8, which I actually love because the lotus flower up here always signals like our crown, our connection with our soul and with the universe. And I love visualize because this to me feels manifestation. Especially tonight, don't be afraid to really sit for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, 20, I just saw 20, sorry. And visualize what you're creating for yourself. Visualize what you do want to experience. Let go of what you don't want to happen. Like tune into what you do want to happen, what you are creating, this like what you want to manifest. Let go of the ego, and allow yourself to really dream big. Write it down. You can burn it if you want to really release it into the air. Something that I was making sure I could share that message, sorry. Something that I do when I am trying to manifest something, sometimes I'll then say like, okay, can you show me what is now standing in my way of manifesting this? I say tread lightly on that because that can be some deep inner work that then comes up. So you have to be kind of ready and prepared for things to really shift and change and really big movement. So I would say if you just want to kind of manifest and kind of like not skirt around, but like you're just trying to bring, whatever it is in, really visualize, hold that space, tune into the emotions of it. You need to connect your emotion with that visualization. But if you are trying to really create one thing, if you feel like you've been stuck and you just can't bring it in, if it's money or a relationship or whatever it is, and you're kind of sort of in it for the long haul, I say this very kindly, but it's like if you feel like it's just not happening, sometimes what I'll do is, again, I am putting like a warning on this guidance because things will shift and change. Something that I do then say to the universe is, okay, please help me see what it is that's holding me back from manifesting this. Like why can't my vibration match with where this is at? With that comes a lot of growth, a lot of letting go, a lot of surrender. So it's a great energy to work with, but I'm just kind of putting a little warning on there. Okay. Go here. Pull one of the healing deck. Let's just see kind of what we're healing through, where our awareness should be. I cannot talk. Apparently it's communication. Let me just do, sorry, I just want to have one. There were like 3 that fell out. Let's just do one. There we go. Release. Number 5, change. Goes in with that ant medicine that we spoke about, the patience, but also the one thing to notice too with the release, I do feel this is very much the energy that has been taking place. I don't think this is like coming out of nowhere. I don't think this is going to be a shock to anyone. Pretty sure everyone can relate to what this release is kind of pulling up. You know, if we have a full plate, we can't put more on it. So we have to let things go sometimes in order to let in. So when we talk about sort of this visualizing and manifesting, it's almost like when we visualize, and I was just saying how like what is standing in my way from manifesting this, it's like what do we need to release and let go of? And sometimes that is as simple, I take that back because it's not simple. Sometimes it is a belief system. Sometimes it's a coping mechanism. Sometimes it's a behavior. Sometimes it's a lack mindset. Sometimes it's a person. Sometimes it's a blanket. Like it could be anything. But if we are creating space, like for example, like, you know, I want to manifest a new wardrobe, let's say, like I want to get some new clothing. Well, I have to empty out my closet of the things that are no longer serving me, something that could serve someone else more than me versus just sitting in there. And I kind of, you know, put everything in a bag and I took it to donate it and give it away. So I'm creating space for that to then come in. If I'm trying to create a relationship, I, you know, create space in the bathroom, in the cabinet. You know, if you want someone to come into your space, you have to make space for them to be able to come in. Things like that. So what are you releasing that is then going to be allowing in this manifestation? Okay. This does feel kind of like a tower moment, but I feel like this has already passed. I have pulled the tower the past couple of days. I think I pulled it for the collective. It might've been this morning. But I do feel very much this change has already been happening. This is nothing new, but it's almost just like reaffirming for you guys and helping you guys see that, like, yes, that is sort of what needs to happen, that needed to happen. That's basically what it is. Okay, let's get one on here and then we'll pull some tarot and we'll close up. Ooh, we have exploration. I love this card. Look at those colors. It's so interesting because it looks like a combination of these cards. It's like, look at the colors. I love this card. So I'm actually getting, oh, I've never seen that before. I'm getting like 3 different things. The first one is, I do feel physical travel with this. You might be taking a trip. A little more strongly and significantly that's coming in is the inner exploration, the inner dive inward to yourself to discover. This could be like your emotions, understanding your emotions, understanding communication, how you want to communicate. The compass in this, it's probably communication, is pointing to the north and south. So I actually feel like this is a lot of duality, like old and new, who you were versus who you're stepping into. This could be like, for example, something I've been working on is like victim mindset versus abundant mindset. Like it's like the, you know, that duality, the universal law of duality. I am really drawn to the yellow on this, which makes me think of emotion. So that solar plexus, you could be letting go of a lot of purging in that area. I actually just heard rebirthing, and with that comes creativity. So if you're trying to become more creative or more in tune with your creation, your creative energies, if anyone's trying to have babies, if anyone is creating a new life is what I heard, which goes along with the visualization. This kind of inner exploration does kind of come into play with that. We have to kind of dive inward in order to figure that out. It's like we have to dive inward to understand what we're releasing and why it's there, why it's no longer serving us, and to understand then, like, you know, we want to visualize it and then we understand like what we need to release, and it's through that inner exploration. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. The world. If anyone is planning a trip, I feel like if you've been thinking about like starting to plan a trip, I would start to plan it, because I'm seeing like the globe. So like if you're like spinning a globe and then you stop it and you put it on, you know, an area of the world and you're like, oh, it's Greece, we're gonna travel to Greece. Start to like plan that trip, because I feel like that's gonna come in pretty fast. It feels good. I do feel the Mediterranean, so I love that. All right, let's get a couple tarot here. Let's see what we can expect from this, and then we'll close this up. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Okay, just heard top 2. Oh, I love that. All right, let's see what I'm stepping into. Oh, wow. All right. First one we have is 5 of Cups in reverse, which I am very happy to see in reverse. Second one, we have King of Wands in the upright, which I am very happy to see this little fella. Third one is the World. Extremely happy to see that. Basically, 5 of Cups is when it's upright. If you notice, he's kind of standing alone, disappointed, isolated. And notice he's only focused in on those spilt cups, what he doesn't have, not realizing what he does actually have. It's that mindset of like the grass is greener, or you know, when we're not realizing the actual abundance or the blessing in situations because we're so focused in on the heartache or the victim mindset, or we're so focused in on what's not happening that we lose sight of what is actually happening, and the blessings that we do have in our life. That kind of goes along with, I was talking about that earlier in one of these cards, the journey, thank you. When we get so focused in on the destination of something, we lose sight of the journey, and we lose sight of the what's being seen through the illusion. So with this, I feel like this is the past energy. I feel like this is maybe where we've been, and this is what is passing. And what's coming from that is the King of Wands. Now, I love the King of Wands because this is fire energy. So this is like Aries, Leo, and what's the other fire sign? Aries, Leo. They'll give it to me. Sagittarius. Good God, I'm part Sagittarius. Yeah, that was all of them, right? Leo, Sag. Either way, okay. Fire signs, Aries. Yeah, those are the 3. Good Lord. I love the King of Wands because he's very much in his power. He's very much, you know, they're showing me the Knight of Wands, which is like very passionate, very fast moving, like impulsive almost, where it's like sometimes we rush, and we like think we have to make the decision and take the leap and do all the things. And with the King, I feel like it's very much more well balanced. It's very much like in his sort of like masculine, in his power. I am really drawn to the wand, the rod, because this is very much reminding me of the Ace of Wands, which is like a gift and a new beginning and like new growth and prosperity. So I do feel like we're kind of settling in and almost settling down. Kind of what I said at the beginning of this video about like rushing, and I had to like kind of stop and like take a couple of breaths. I had to light my Palo Santo and kind of like harmonize my space and just ground my energy. So this feels much more grounded to me. It does still feel very passionate, very fiery, very like forward movement, but it's in a very controlled, authentic, genuine way. Like it's not like, it's almost like back to that ant medicine that we talked about, where it's like, we know it's going to happen when the time is right. So it's like we can sit where we are. We know we're in our power. We know what we're doing. We know what we're creating. And now we know that it's going to come in at the perfect time. And then with the worlds coming in after that, that's like wishes fulfilled. And there's, again, another eagle up there, the east direction, the start of something. And the 4 directions are all in here. And Archangel Ezekiel, the wreath is in here. Vulnerability. No, not vulnerability. I just heard for someone, let go of betrayal. Something about betrayal, vulnerability, betrayal, abandonment. I feel like we're working through those wounds. It's through those wounds that I feel like we continue to open up the world. The world to me signifies like the start of something new, really fresh energy, like the world opening up at our feet, opportunities, abundance. It's just like, it's like we're looking for a house, and then all of a sudden it's like one day there's like 3 that we really love, and it's like now we get to choose. It's like things coming to fruition and the opportunities and the pathways opening up, but in an abundant way. So it's in ways that you never knew, never imagined, and it's in more fruition. So it's like instead of 1 house, there's 3, like things like that. I'm just seeing if there's something else. I wanted to pull more and then I heard no. So I feel like that is the end of the message. keep saying betrayal and abandonment. I feel like maybe we are working through that. Oh, that's so funny. The Knight of Wands just fell out. And I was just talking about that. See the difference in the energy of that? Can you guys see that? See how he's like tired, kind of freaked out. He's like disheveled and he's like rushing through, like powering through. And see how calm and collected and like in his power he is. The one thing that I am kind of picking up on with this is like, yeah, like the Devil's on the bottom. So, and then we have Temperance in reverse. So that balance is coming in. But the Devil energy is all about how we hold ourselves back. Like it's like the belief system behind like why we think we can't do something. And I feel like with the Knight of Wands sometimes, and this is something that I do, and that was very much like a coping mechanism of mine, is like thinking that I had to do. It's kind of like, I call it the toxic masculinity, but I would like to find a different sort of phrase to say with that. But I say it because it's a very hollow energy to me. It's like we're doing because we're doing it out of like we have to do things to feel accomplished or feel successful or feel needed or worthy or loved or whatever it is. And it's from a way of lack. Like we're making the choices from lack. We're not enough. We're not doing enough. We're not where we should be. We don't have enough success. We don't have enough money. Like it's all these things. That's where I kind of pick up on this energy. And I love this energy, you guys, because when this comes in, I know that it's just kind of like slowing down. In this regard, sometimes it is like a push through, but this one to me, it did come out in reverse. So it makes me think kind of what I was saying, like slow it down, pull it back in a little bit, sit more in your power. And I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about. I feel like you guys have seen this within yourselves where it's like, oh, I'm rushing, you know, it's like go. And you're like, I'm going to take a day off, or I'm going to slow down, take the afternoon off, things like that. That's what it feels like with this full moon. But all in all, especially with that World kind of coming in at the end there, I feel like there's a lot of transformation, a lot of patience being asked, a lot of releasing. I do feel like it's the push through after the Mercury in retrograde. So just hang in there, and I'm sending you guys love, and I hope that you have a great full moon. All right.